Michael O'Sullivan wasn't just a jockey, he was a force to be reckoned with, a young talent who lit up the racetrack with his skill, determination, and passion for horse racing. From the moment he burst onto the scene, it was clear that he was destined for greatness. His journey was nothing short of inspiring, a story of perseverance, raw talent, and an unbreakable bond with the sport he loved. Trainers, fellow jockeys, and fans alike were in awe of his ability. He had a way with horses that set him apart, an instinct that couldn't be taught. Every time he took to the track, he rode with a fearless confidence that left spectators on the edge of their seats. Whether it was a high-stakes race or a smaller competition, Michael gave it his all. One of his greatest strengths was his calm and collected nature, even under immense pressure. His riding style was both elegant and powerful, a perfect blend that made him a favorite among trainers looking for someone who could bring out the best in their horses. It was no surprise that he was often referred to as a rising star in the industry, a title he more than deserved. Those who worked closely with Michael knew that his dedication went beyond just race days. He spent countless hours training, studying and refining his skills. He wasn't just in it for the glory, he truly loved the sport. His dream was to make a lasting mark in the racing world, and with each race, he was doing just that. But beyond the competition, Michael was known for his kindness and humility. Despite his growing success, he remained grounded, always ready to support his fellow jockeys and share a laugh with friends. His passion was infectious, inspiring young riders to chase their dreams just as he had. Michael O'Sullivan's name will forever be remembered in the world of horse racing. His journey may have been tragically cut short, but his legacy will continue to live on in the hearts of those who had the privilege of watching him ride. He was more than just a jockey. He was a legend in the making. Michael O'Sullivan was a name that echoed in the world of horse racing, a young and talented jockey who had already made a strong impression in the sport. His sudden passing at the age of 24 left the racing community in deep shock and sorrow. Known for his skill, dedication, and passion, he had a promising future ahead of him. His journey was inspiring, and his tragic accident on February 6th at Thurles will forever be remembered as a heartbreaking loss for the sport. The young jockey was airlifted to Cork University Hospital after suffering a critical fall. Despite receiving intensive medical care, he never regained consciousness. His untimely death has left his fellow riders, trainers, and racing enthusiasts mourning the loss of someone who had already become a respected figure in the field. Michael O'Sullivan's rise in the horse racing world was swift and well-earned. He gained recognition in 2023 when he claimed victory at the Cheltenham Festival, a moment that solidified his reputation as a rising star. Riding Marine Nationale, trained by Barry Connell, he won the Supreme Novices Hurdle, proving that he was a jockey with immense talent. That same year, he achieved another significant victory by riding Jazzy Matty, trained by Gordon Elliott, to win the Boodle's Juvenile Handicap Hurdle. His achievements did not come as a surprise to those who knew him well. Trainers and jockeys often spoke about his hard work and passion for the sport. Barry Connell, who had worked closely with him, described him as a bright, rising star who brought great energy to the team. He recalled how well Michael fit in at the yard and how much everyone respected and admired him. Connell expressed his deep sadness, saying that the entire team was devastated by his passing. Michael came from a family with a strong connection to horse racing. His father, William O'Sullivan, had also made history in the sport, winning the Fox Hunter Chase at Cheltenham in 1991. Growing up in such an environment, Michael developed a natural affinity for horse racing. His father's influence, combined with his own dedication, helped him build a career that many young riders dream of. His rise in the professional ranks was impressive. In 2019, he was crowned champion novice, rider in the point-to-point racing circuit. From there, he steadily progressed to the professional scene, riding a total of 95 winners across Britain and Ireland. His skills were not just about speed and technique. He had an instinctive understanding of horses, which set him apart from many other jockeys of his generation. His calm demeanors and ability to handle pressure made him a favorite among trainers. He never let the intensity of competition overwhelm him. Instead, he approached every race with determination and confidence. Fans admired him for his style, while his colleagues respected him for his sportsmanship and friendly nature. The news of his death spread quickly, leaving the racing community heartbroken. Gordon Elliott, who had shared memorable victories with Michael, spoke about the deep loss that the sport had suffered. He emphasized that it was a day to remember Michael and his contributions to racing. Elliott extended his condolences to Michael's family, friends, and colleagues, acknowledging the impact he had made in a short period. Racing organizations across both Ireland and Britain also paid tribute to the young jockey. The Irish Horse Racing Regulatory Board described him as an exceptionally talented rider who was always well-liked in the weighing room. Their CEO, Dara O'Loughlin, expressed deep sorrow over the loss, emphasizing how much Michael would be missed by everyone who had the pleasure of knowing him. Similarly, the British Horse Racing Authority released a statement through Acting Chief Executive Brant Dunshee. He shared his devastation at the news, extending the organization's sympathies to Michael's family. He also highlighted the strong bond between the British and Irish racing communities and how deeply the loss would be felt on both sides. Michael's passing is not just a loss for those who knew him personally, but also for the future of horse racing. He represented the next generation of jockeys, bringing a fresh spirit and enthusiasm to the sport. His ability to connect with horses and his fearless approach to racing made him a unique and promising figure in the industry. Beyond his accomplishments on the track, he was known for his kindness and humility. He never let his growing success change him. Those who interacted with him remember him as someone who always had a smile, was generous with his time, and was eager to support others. The entire horse racing world now mourns the loss of a young man whose journey was tragically cut short. His parents, William and Bernadette, and his brother Alan, are facing an unimaginable loss. The outpouring of condolences and messages of support from the racing community is a testament to how deeply Michael touched the lives of those around him. His name will not be forgotten. His legacy will continue to inspire young riders who dream of making it big in horse racing. While his time was brief, his impact was lasting. Those who watched him ride, those who worked with him, and those who knew him personally will always remember Michael O'Sullivan as a true rising star. The racing world has lost a great talent, but his memory will live on in the hearts of many. His dedication, skill, and love for the sport will forever be a part of horse racing history. Michael O'Sullivan's passing is a heartbreaking loss, not just for the horse racing world, but for everyone who knew him. He was more than just a talented jockey. He was a young man filled with dreams, determination, and an unwavering passion for his sport. His journey, though tragically cut short, remains an inspiration to those who followed his career and admired his skill. At just 24 years old, Michael had already made a name for himself. His victories at the Cheltenham Festival were proof of his rising talent, and many believed he was on the path to becoming one of the greatest jockeys of his generation. But fate had a different plan. During a race at Thurles, Michael suffered a critical fall that left him severely injured. He was rushed to Cork University Hospital, where he received intensive care, but he never regained consciousness. The news of his passing sent shockwaves through the racing community, leaving trainers, fellow jockeys, and fans in deep sorrow. Michael's journey in horse racing was one of dedication and perseverance. Coming from a family with a strong racing background, he had a deep connection with the sport from an early age. His father, William O'Sullivan, had made history when he won the Fox Hunter Chase at Cheltenham. Growing up around horses, Michael developed a natural talent for riding, but it was his hard work and determination that truly set him apart. He first gained attention when he was crowned champion novice rider in the point-to-point circuit. His skills and fearless approach to racing caught the eye of top trainers, and soon he was making a name for himself in the professional ranks. By the time of his tragic passing, he had secured 95 career wins across Britain and Ireland, an incredible achievement for such a young jockey. Those who worked closely with Michael describe him as not just a talented rider, but also a kind and humble person. He never let success change him. Despite his rising fame, he remained approachable, always willing to share a laugh with fellow jockeys and offer words of encouragement to younger riders. His personality made him well-liked in the weighing room, where he formed strong friendships with his colleagues. Barry Connell, the trainer of Marine Nationale, spoke about Michael's character and how much he meant to the racing world. He described him as a bright, rising star who brought incredible energy to the team. Connell emphasized how much Michael would be missed, not just for his skills as a jockey, but for the person he was. Gordon Elliott, another top trainer who worked with him, expressed similar sentiments, remembering the great moments they shared on the track. Racing organizations in both Britain and Ireland honored Michael's memory, acknowledging his contributions to the sport. The Irish Horse Racing Regulatory Board recognized his talent and the positive impact he had in his short career. Their statement reflected the deep sorrow felt by the entire racing community. The British Horse Racing Authority also paid tribute, emphasizing how much he would be missed on both sides of the racing world. Michael was more than just an athlete. His love for the sport was evident in everything he did. He dedicated countless hours to training, refining his skills, and forming strong bonds with the horses he rode. He understood them in a way that few jockeys do, and it was this connection that made him so exceptional. His tragic passing leaves behind a void that can never truly be filled. But in his short time, he left an unforgettable mark on the sport and on the hearts of those who knew him. His family, his parents, William and Bernadette, and his brother Alan, are left with an unimaginable loss. But they can take comfort in knowing how deeply loved and respected Michael was. As the racing world mourns, it is also a time to remember the joy he brought to the sport, the way he rode with such passion and confidence, the way he carried himself with humility, and the way he inspired those around him. He was a true rising star, taken too soon, but never to be forgotten. His story makes us think. How do we honor the memory of those who leave us too soon? What lessons do we take from their passion and dedication? And how can we, in our own ways, carry forward the dreams of those who are no longer with us? Michael O'Sullivan's name will forever be remembered in the world of horse racing. His journey may have been brief, but his legacy will continue to live on in the hearts of those who had the privilege of watching him ride. He was more than just a jockey. He was an inspiration, a friend, and a legend in the making.